Hey folks, what's up? How's everybody doing? This stream was kind of out of nowhere, as some of my last streams have been in the past couple months, but this incident was so annoying to me that I just felt I had to talk about it. I don't know if any of you guys have been following this whole crazy nonsense with rapper Kendrick Lamar. The thing about Kendrick Lamar is that he has this song called Mad City, and I think about around 15 or so times the N word is mentioned in it. So basically, the background is uh, he brings this white girl on stage to sing the song, right? And I'm not sure if the girl was drunk or what in the world was going on, but he brings this white girl to sing the song on stage. And it gets to the part to where they're saying the N word like three or four different times in the line she was saying it in. And then he stops mid show to say, wait, you could have bleeped that part out. And she was just shocked. Again, I don't know if she was genuinely shocked, just intoxicated, a combination of both of what was going on. But she was really shocked. And she was basically humiliated. And you had the crowd saying just a bunch of nasty stuff about her that was booing her. You can even hear some woman in the crowd yelling that she was a bee and all this other stuff. It was really crazy. But I found a plethora of problems with what was going on, as of a lot of people. I just see this as another example of why I cannot stand liberal hypocrisy, and sadly, in this instance, likely dishonesty by even a conservative. So I'm not just going to be calling out liberals here. I'm going to be talking specifically to even certain conservatives too. My thing is that I don't find any sincerity in what Kendrick Lamar said at all to the white girl he invited on stage to sing his song, which was again filled with the N word over and over again. He told her that she could have skipped that one word when she was on stage, but he's sung that song at multiple concerts in front of thousands of white people saying it. Did he say a word about it then? Nope. This dude isn't stupid, all right? Kendrick Lamar isn't stupid. He knows that the vast majority of those listening to his music and even maybe even marketing his music to is white people. He knows this. How can you say the N word over and over again at multiple concerts, multiple times in a song, and not expect a single white person to say it even once? It literally makes no sense whatsoever. It's really stupid. It's the logic that if you sing it alone with the crowd, you're not a racist. But if you say the individual on stage, you're magically a racist. Tell me how you can make that make any kind of sense whatsoever. People can make their own judgments as to whether the white girl was racist or not. Maybe she was. Maybe she wasn't. But I think if they're going to do that, then they got to be prepared to say the many thousands of white people saying that his concerts were also racist. My issue is this: how are you going to act as if you're against racism, but give white people an excuse to say the very word you claim makes them racist? It was clearly a setup. Everybody can tell that it was a setup more than likely. This isn't me defending racism. I'm not defending racism here. And this isn't even so much about the N word, it's about how dishonest liberals really are and about how quick they are to exploit a situation for personal gain. Liberals are the same people constantly whining about racism, this and that. And if they even think so much as your body language alone shows racism, they have an issue. But when a ton of white people, when a bunch of white people say the word at Kendrick Lamar's concerts, they're dead silent. So what's going on here? By their own logic, who are the real racists? Is racism something you pick and choose to call out, or is it something that should be equally called out in all instances? Although I, excuse me, although I can't stand liberal hypocrisy, there was a conservative leaning white lady, Megan McCain. She's on The View, and she was saying, I don't know if she was talking about Mad City or, some other songs with the N word. She said that she instinctively avoids saying the word when singing the song in private conversations. And honestly, I think that's more than likely a bunch of crap. I highly suspect she's lying about that. Now, I'm not accusing all white people of doing this by any means, but the white people attempting to virtue signal as if they don't say it in private is very likely not being honest. Let's not pretend that we all haven't said a racial slur of some sort in private. Even I'm guilty of it. I'm a sinner. I've done stupid crap like this. Every single one of us has said words like this in private, more than likely. If these white people were against racism so much, they should have found the song repugnant from the start. I just see these people as a bunch of hypocrites. As I said earlier, like Kendrick Lamar isn't dumb. He knows what was going on. This was clearly planned and clearly engineered. He brought a white girl on stage to sing his song, and he outright embarrassed this girl. But you have him with another song that's got honky and cracker in it. I think some other song somewhere. And then anybody make a fuss about him saying those words? Nope. But this is the type of double standard that liberals allow to happen. Again, you can make your own judgments about whether the white girl was racist or not. Make your own conclusions on that. But it's obvious the whole thing was a setup from the jump to just embarrass a girl. And I don't know if it was done for profit or some other purpose or a combination of a number of different purposes. But what this dude did was downright low down, dirty, shallow. It was wrong on so many levels. He had a bunch of white people virtue signaling saying, you know what, I kind of sing to the song, but I don't say the word. Stop lying, okay? Let's just be honest here. I'm not saying that you saying the word necessarily makes you dishonest. I'm not claiming that whatsoever. But what I am saying is that if you pretend like you don't say it to try to look good in front of other people, then stop pretending like you don't. It's not going to, for me personally, I'm not speaking on behalf of all black people. I'm not going to look at a person or listen to a person saying the N word and necessarily conclude racism. This is one of those things you got to take on a case by case basis. It would depend on the context and the situation. So we got Jack P in the chat. What's up, man? But yeah, it would solely depend on the context and the situation. But unfortunately, we get to a point to where this standard is applied only to white people, not to blacks. I know some people, when we listen to this, are going to try to conclude that I'm some sort of coon or something, but you know what? People can say what they want about me. I don't really care. This isn't about me taking the side of white people or black people or whatever. This is about what's the truth. What do the facts show? And people like Meghan McCain sitting up there lying to people on national TV. And I have a lot of respect for Meghan McCain. Don't get me wrong. I like a lot of her conservative leaning views, but let's not pretend that she hasn't said the word in her private setting somewhere. Why you gotta more than likely lie to make a point? I don't understand that. The subject came up on The View, and of course, she has to say that to protect her career. I guess in one instance, I can understand her saying it to protect her career, but in another instance, is that you just do it to just, I don't know. It just, the whole thing, it I feel like that you could probably say that she was put into a really tight position to where she had to say something a certain way to protect her career, or maybe she could have stood firm and no, well, nobody's gonna admit that, especially with her having that kind of job on TV. She's not gonna admit something like that. Because let her give something that would have sounded to me personally like a more honest answer and say that everybody says the word, or maybe not necessarily everybody, but I would I would surmise and assume the vast majority of people say such racial slurs in their own private settings. The bottom line is we're all sinners, and the bottom line is we all have snakes in our closets. I think we can all do the best we can to reach towards more of being individuals with integrity. In my case, as a Christian, being more like Christ. So when I see stuff like this, it really just explains that there's an agenda going on here. I'm glad enough people were able to see that this was a setup. So the reaction seems kind of 50-50. But in saying that it was 50-50, there's that other 50 that tried the virtual signal, said that she would have she should have skipped saying it, or they would have skipped saying it, this and that. Come on. There's actual recorded videos out there of thousands of white people saying it. And not a single word was uttered by Kendrick Lamar about it. I think it's somewhere around maybe 70%, something like that, of his audience or white people. Are you going to say that they're all racist? Like I said earlier, if you're going to sit up here and say that her saying it on stage individually is potential racism or bad, then why don't you say that for the white people who have said it at all your other concerts collectively? This is so stupid. It's really stupid. It's just hypocrisy all around. So it was unfortunate that this young woman had to been brought on stage and had to been set up like this, and hopefully her life doesn't get ruined. But in this easily offended society, in this super sensitive society, that's probably what's going to happen to her. It just makes me ask a couple of questions. And like, who's leading who? Is people like Kendrick Lamar leading white people by allowing them to say it when he wants them to say it, or is the collective populace of white people leading Kendrick Lamar by the fact that if a collective populace of his fans, of his fan base say it, he's not going to say a thing because they're lining his pockets. So it makes me think, who's leading who here? I think that's an interesting thing to think about. Who's leading who? On one hand, you think about if he wouldn't have said a word about her saying it and she just kept going and going and going, there would have been no issue. Let's say you would have had some white people boo when she said it, right? But Kendrick Lamar would have been like, hold that down, hold it down, hold it down. It's not, it's cool. It's the song, it's part of the song. Then they would have instantly be quiet and they were like, well, okay, fine, cool. He's not offended, but we shouldn't be offended either. But on the other hand, if he's gonna come out and say, like the vast majority of the people who's been attending his concerts, mostly white people, if he's gonna have a problem with them saying it in the crowd, that would like immediately remove a ton of people in his fan base. But because he engineered it this way, he engineered it in a very, very specific manner and brought this girl on stage and called her out as an individual to try to exploit a situation. They clearly calculated this and planned this. This was a planned and calculated attack. Nothing about this says that it was just some spontaneous accidental event. Nothing. Not for being honest about it, not for being seriously honest with ourselves and objectively looking at this situation. It gets really, really old seeing this kind of crap happen over and over again with people looking for opportunities to race bait, to further some sort of agenda. It's not bad that people have agendas in and of themselves. It's how you further them, which is the real issue. Kendrick Lamar did something really, really freaking shallow, low down, and sick. We can't conclude because this girl said the words in his songs that he wrote that she's a racist. She might be, but we don't know. More than likely, a lot of the people that were trying to make this girl out to be a racist was probably saying the word just seconds earlier before he stopped mid show. They were probably the ones saying the word too. Just a bunch of liars, man. But this is what happens when you have a lot of people in your society brainwashed. It's just a group think. When you've turned the vast majority, and maybe not necessarily the vast majority, but you've turned a lot of people in society to being virtue signalers. As long as the spotlight is off of them, as long as the spotlight is on someone else, and then they can keep the finger pointing at other people and quietly walk out the room as the alleged non-racist they are. You're going to use an event like this more than likely for profit, but I mean, whether it works out in his favor long term is yet to be seen. But if this somehow makes his pockets bigger, then the ends don't justify the means. But on the other hand, maybe, just maybe, if enough people, start to connect the dots and put this all together, then they'll see it for the stunt it really was. It was nothing more than a cheap, sick, twisted stunt. So ultimately, this was a huge gamble on Kendrick Lamar's part, or whoever else was involved in this ordeal, to pull this thing. But the thing is, it doesn't matter what the result is. The important thing is people learn from this that there are a lot of hypocrites, there are a lot of dishonest people out there. I'm telling y'all need to watch y'all back. I'm saying this because even if you claim to be a liberal, the girl might not even been a conservative. She might not even been racist at all. She may have just, thought it was legitimately okay to sing a song. But I'm telling you, white folks, I'm telling you, don't think that there won't be some stunt pulled on you in one way or another to try to make you out to be a racist, because that's what people like these folks do. Everything I've said so far in this video is 100% true, and there's already 3 dislikes. There's not any, there is nobody honestly listening to what I'm saying and looking at this video. There's probably trolls who are on my list who saw the stream and then hit the thumbs down button and ran. Well, there's 1 thumbs up, so that's cool. But yeah, there's clearly a bunch of trolls disliking this video. Well, not a bunch because the views ain't up yet, but I do got at least a fair share of people connected to my sub list who are just disliking it just because it's just me saying it. It ain't got nothing to do with what I'm actually saying. From now on, I'm just gonna use the dislikes I see as an indicator of how many trolls are actually subbed to my channel. Because I bet you most of them aren't going to contribute a single coherent thought in the comment section after the stream is over. And like give some sort of argument, give some sort of sound basis as to why anything I'm saying is inaccurate. But I'm about done with this stream. That's just something that really, really annoyed me and just something I really wanted to talk about. So, um, I guess you guys come to your own conclusions about the whole thing and uh, just tell me what you think in the comments. Bill for Speed says, good evening. What's up, Bill for Speed? Good to see you, bro. But that's all I got to say for this stream. So if you like what you heard or even you didn't like it, just just engage respectfully in the comments. If you did like it, please leave a like, share, and subscribe to me. I really, really do hope anybody shares this video because I'm really, really trying to grow my channel, and I don't, or I should say, I haven't had a lot of chances to do these streams, but I'm really, really trying to get to doing them more often. I've just been working for the past several months to get the money to get a new laptop. It's just been a slow year so far altogether, but I'm working on, just know you guys, I'm working on it. And once I do get one, I'm going to make these streams more regular. So I appreciate those viewing. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Till later on, take care. God bless. Peace.